French-speaking African countries still pay over $500 billion as colonial tax to France each year.
I came across this article written by Mavis Enyan and I had to make a video. Please check the description below to read the full article. How is it still possible, in 2020, that so many countries still pay colonial taxes? Is this
not just another form of slavery? Let me explain. As a citizen, you pay taxes and you will benefit in some way. Taxes will be used to build hospitals, roads, schools, etc. in your country. All those countries paying colonial taxes to France won't see any profit. Those countries are in a way still working for free while France gets all the benefits. This whole thing is just a way to keep free labor going.
Imagine what can be accomplished with $500 billion. Imagine how Africa would be if it could invest that money in its development each year. What would the poverty rate be like? How about education and infrastructure? But I digress.
In the article, Mavis talks about some history. How when the French government summoned back the 3,000 Frenchmen from Guinea, how the Frenchmen were asked to take everything with them and destroy all that could not be moved. They destroyed schools, nurseries, buildings, national records, books, etc. They went as far as killing farm animals and even burning or poisoning the stored foods. In solidarity, and as a concern for this horrible act against the people of Guinea, the president of Ghana at the time had to offer £10 million of Ghana's economic reserve to support Guinea so that the country can survive this turmoil.
This vicious act aimed to send a clear message to all the other colonies about the consequences of France's rejection. Unfortunately, it worked. Mavis writes in the article that no other country ever found the courage to follow Sékou Touré's example. Sékou Touré was by the way a political leader who fought for the freedom of Guinea. He became Guinea's first president in 1958. His slogan was, "We prefer freedom in poverty to opulence in slavery."
As a new free country, Guinea had to find compromises with France. Sylvanus Olympio, the first president of the Republic of Togo, a small country in West Africa, found a solution likely to calm the French. Not wanting to continue to undergo French domination, he refused to sign the colonial pact proposed by de Gaulle, but agreed in return to pay an annual debt to France for the so-called benefits obtained during the French colonization. These taxes are for the benefits obtained during the French colonization. Like what exactly?
I'm willing to believe that people back then truly believed that Africans were blessed by the presence of the colonists, that Africans also benefited from slavery but, and it's a big but, the fact that these taxes still exist and are still being paid, does it mean we still believe this nonsense? Do we really believe it is appropriate that countries like Guinea or Togo still pay those penalties? It has been 62 years since Guinea became independent.
How long is good enough? Guinea, for example, has been paying these taxes for 62 years. Would 100 years be good enough to pay off all these benefits? Not to mention that most things you could classify under benefits were destroyed upon departure in Guinea. According to Mavis, paying these taxes was the only condition for France not to destroy the country before leaving. However, the amount estimated by France was so large that the reimbursement of the so-called colonial debt was close to 40% of the country's budget in 1963.